Hi there and welcome to Icons. We are going to create very many icons. I'm sure you know there is a science called iconography. I don't know if it's a science, but it's called iconography, meaning the art of creating icons. And I would like to start you up. Maybe this is something that inspires you and you really want to do icons. Some of them, it's a real business doing icons. How do you create icons? First of all, you do not work on an artboard. I'm going to come to edit artboard and it's a letter. So you start creating your icons here or one icon per letter. It's not really practical. What you want is to have a certain size for the artboard or certain dimensions. The most common are 24 by 24 points, 48 by 48, and you multiply until you get to 512 by 512 points. For iOS, it's 30 by 30, and I think you multiply something like this. But they can work. It's no problem as long as you have a certain symmetry or a certain size. Now, of course, we're going to take our artboard and reduce it to 96 by 96. This is the size we are going to work with in our course. To do that, you just change 96 by 96. So we have a very small artboard, not really. If you zoom in, it's going to be very big. Now we want to create 8 icons for the course. You can even create more, make a file for icons. And as soon as you are inspired, you draw your icon, make it, awesome. And also you can get inspired. It teaches you a lot of tricks and tips how to make icons with the least detail possible. I'm going to add another 7. So I click on the plus here all the way. And now I have 8 artboards. You notice? But I don't want them like this. It's just linear, I would like to put them in 2 rows and 4 columns. To do that, you come to rearrange all, and there are several ways to arrange them. Columns, then row, or grid by row, and this is first columns and then rows. I will go for the first one, which is cool. And I want 4 columns, and the spacing 20 will work okay. We always had this move artwork with artboard. So if you move the artboard around, the artwork inside the artboard will move. That's pretty practical. I'm going to click OK. And now you have 8 artboards symmetric on your file. Pretty cool. I select the first one and press Ctrl or Command 0. And we start to draw our first icon. I'm going to draw the home icon, which is actually a house. Now I need one single guide here. And it's the one in the center. So I'm going to open the rulers. That's Ctrl R or Command R. And then drag one of them. Then go to View and make sure in Guides here, I have them unlocked. So I click Unlock Guides. Then come over and select my guide. Notice blue is selected and just align it horizontal. So now I have the middle of the document. That's all I need. Then go back to View and Guides and lock my guide. I'm going to start with a rectangle, a nice, big, fat, not so fat rectangle. Now, the first thing you should do when you're designing is the fill and the stroke. I'm not going to have a stroke of 1. I'm going to reduce it to 0.25 just to see exactly and precisely what I'm doing. And I want the fill to be no fill at all. I can change that later. I have my rectangle which represents the ceiling or the rooftop of the house or the home button. I'm going to align it in the middle. Then I'm going to draw the body of the house, which is a rectangle, and also align it. Now, I need to create this angle shape or the V shape or the inverted V shape if you like. How would I do that? It's pretty easy. Select whatever you want to select to create, and then go to the pen tool and just add an anchor point here. Notice you need the plus sign, another plus sign, and also I can do this guy, but it's not happening. You notice I cannot find the plus sign. So I'm going to deselect, select only this guy here, go to the pen tool, come very nicely. I can see the plus now. If ever you don't see the plus with the pen tool, it means the object is not selected. Let's Ctrl 0 and go for the direct selection tool. Select the 3 anchor points, press Shift and take them up. Didn't work very nicely. Deselect this point only and take it down. Make it as symmetric as possible. I think the roof is too high, so I'm going to take it a bit down. Now, if you think it is too wide, you can just make it smaller, and readjust everything. That's okay for our example. I would like to create a chimney. So I'm going to put the chimney just over here. Take it down. Then, direct selection tool, I'm going to start using the shortcut A and V to switch in between the selection tools. So A now, select only this point and press Shift and take it down. It's parallel. Now I would like to add a door. The door will come from here. That's very fine, but I don't want this line here. The way to do it is to punch the door out. I'll select both of them, the body and the door, and here you have the punch out. Click to minus front. Call it the punching tool. So the door is part of the big shape there. I want to add a window. Here is the window here. Very nice. I would like to punch the window in. I punch it out here. Though you have punched them out, you can really select them and still move them around. The door, you will move it, for example, by this direct selection and selecting all the points. And then click on one of the path and just move it around. Remember to press the Shift. Let's go out. This is your first icon. It's just a line icon. Of course, you can change the stroke now to make it a bit thicker. But I want to do something else with you. I want to make it a black filled icon. I'm going to select whatever's supposed to be black. I think these. And then go to the fill and make them black. Now you have a different icon. It's a whole new category. For the black, I'm going to just do like this. I like this one. And here, if I find like it's not very well positioned, I can position it. I would like to add some roundness, not too much, just some roundness. I'm going to select, click, and take it down. Now I'm reading the number here. Don't go very far. Actually, that's not what I want to do. I want to select only this anchor point and the one below and take them down. Just, I will go for 1.5 if I can. Something like this. I'm going to select the borders, this one and this one, and just take them to the maximum. I like that. Let's take the house now with the white arrow. So I press A, select these 3 points here. I selected a lot. Select this one, press Shift this one, and this one is already selected, and take them down just a bit. 1.5 will do best. That's okay. The window here, selected. It's gonna make trouble. This one, I'm gonna have to select each corner. And really very little. Don't go like this, okay? Just very little. I will go to 0.5. I like it. I'm gonna leave it there. It didn't work. I'm gonna just take it down. 0.5, I said. 0.6 will also do. For the door here, I'm gonna select these two on top. So this one, and shift click this one to make sure, and just make it a bit roundish. Chimney, I'm gonna select the top ones, the top corners or the anchor points, and just make it just like this. You have created your first icon. I like to see them like this. This is the first icon with the guide. Let's go to view and guides and hide them. So it's good to learn the shortcuts. It's not bad. I would work on it even more. I will make the rooftop a bit bigger or smaller, something like this, aesthetics. And this one, I can just make it maybe smaller. Then with the selection tool, select everything, selection tool, and make it a bit bigger. But I'm still within the limit of 96 by 96. And of course, group it. Now align it in the middle. And I have my first icon. I can already start publishing it. Thank you guys. We learned how to set the artboard. We created our first icon, which is not magnificent, but it's a start. And you learned few tips. In the next lecture, we're going to do even a more awesome icon. Let's start our bulb. We are going to create a bulb icon. I'm going to create a circle. And of course, no fill to start with. And the stroke is fine. Then I will create another rectangle. Let's go inside here and create a very precise rectangle. So I'm going to click on the path and create just like this. Zoom in at 100%. See exactly where is this. These two, are they matching? I think they're matching. I think it will be okay if you use the shape builder tool. Now we can Control 0, and then we have some small circle at the bottom here, circle and a small circle here. That will make a nice bulb. Select all of them and go to the shape builder tool and join them all together. Hopefully we're not gonna get in trouble. And let's look at the corners. We go for the white selection. Notice there is an additional point. Let's zoom in. So we have this one and this one. Click on one of them and just bring it over here. Let's zoom in on the other one now. And we select it. Control plus. Even more. Selected. Notice we have two of them. And zoom in, and I'm going to select this guy here and just put it here. So in case you get in trouble with these funny corners, then you know how to fix them now. I have my primary bulb. What I would like to create now is this light coming in. It's a stroke, and it's going to be 0.5, not 0.5. It will be okay. And of course, we're going to go for rounded caps. Now I need to replicate it all over. I'm gonna do it the latest technique, which is object, repeat, radial. And of course make it the radial bigger. That will do just like this. Let's see. So let's take it down. Try to put it in the middle. That would be somehow the middle. Let's make it bigger. Very nice. Just like this. How many I have? I need more. I'm gonna add more, but then I don't want them all, so I'm gonna cancel this guy from here and cancel the latest one from here. I think they're a bit big. I'm gonna just do something smaller. That will be cool. The next thing to do is some line here. Forgot these two. Let's go with the shape builder tool and join them. Now I could add a line here to simulate something. And another line. I think these are the screws, something like this. So 3 of them are nice. Then I'm gonna draw a circle here, just a simple circle here. Use the white arrow tool. I think I showed you this one. Select this anchor point, delete it, select this one and delete it. I have something that I can use as a light, reflection of light. I need to be thicker than the rest, and I need to be a round cap. That's pretty cool. Now, of course, select all these, white arrow tool, and obviously I'm going to select this corner and round them a bit. That seems fine. You could also round these ones. I'm going to round them just a bit. That's pretty nice. Now, if you want it as a Nikon line icon, you need to increase the stroke. That's cool. Let's select these guys also. Let's select these 3 here. And put the stroke to 1. 1 will do, 2 will be a bit close. And select also this guy and adjust it to 1 if you want to. Now, if you want to do it with a black fill, select these guys first of all and turn the stroke to white. Then select the bulb itself and turn the fill to black. It's okay. I prefer the other one, in fact. It's nicer. I'm going to undo. We created another icon which says, hey, do you have an idea? I have a new idea and so on. Here I find it a bit short. I will go with white arrow tool and select it like this and just take it down. Okay, that will be nice. I will select these 3 guys, remove selection from the big bulb and take them a bit down. I use shift here. Maybe without shift, it will work better. This is not well positioned. Let's do it just like this. And make it even bigger. No, that's too big. This is your bulb, and you can play with it. You can add things, and you can make it different colors. Notice that how we have used the grid here, and it's very easy to create this bulb. Thank you. I'll see you in the next lecture. But we're gonna do some tricks here. I'm gonna show you some tips that are very useful. Let's start. It all starts with a circle or an ellipse. Click and drag and let's do the ellipse like this. I don't want it like to be 100% round, you know, that makes it more realistic somehow. We are at 0.5 and no fill, that's okay. Now we want to add the ears. I'm gonna add one ear from here and another one. I'm gonna duplicate this one. So selection tool V and click, press Option and drag. Press Shift, that's it. I'm gonna select both of them, Ctrl G to group them, select everything and to center them. So you notice now it's centering the group with the ellipse. I can select them all now and simply Shape Builder tool and join here and join here. So we got the ears, which actually are not even in the middle, but it doesn't matter, it's fun. Let's select now the circle. We're gonna do the eyes somehow. That will be okay. Remember what we do, we select this point only, we delete it. We have a perfect arc if you like. And of course, I'm gonna make round caps. That's cool. Let's put it over here. Let's add a circle. Maybe somewhere a circle here. What do you say, guys? Pressing Option and Shift. Yep. We have the eyes, not bad. Gonna select it and duplicate it. So it comes over here. And same story, I'm gonna select both of them, group them, Ctrl G to group them. Then select the whole thing. This one doesn't want to move. And then we align them in the middle. Not gonna create a nose, we're gonna create a mouth. Same story. Let's give him a big smile. What do you say, guys? A big smile. Let's try. We go for the white arrow, select here, and he has a big smile, which is beautiful. Let's go to stroke and a round cap again. We need to put something on top for the hair here. There are very many options. I'm gonna go for the circle option. I'm gonna go like this, bring this circle just over here. Actually, I'm gonna make it smaller, much smaller, and bring it over here, not in the middle here. Make it bigger. Then zoom in, go for the pen tool and add one over here. White arrow, and maybe I add another one just over here, and another one over here. Then white arrow, and select the one in the middle, this guy, and delete. And now we can position it the way we would like. So it has a nice curl, guys. And maybe you can make it something like this. You don't have to be a circle, by the way, but I think this is fun enough. Let's zoom out and see. That's quite cool. Maybe you should have cut it from somewhere else. I'm gonna cut it just from here. White arrow and select this point and remove it. Come over and just put it here. Yeah, it looks cuter. Something like this. This is your baby, and this can make quite a nice icon. Of course, you can select everything and then increase the stroke if you want to. I don't advise the black fill here. It doesn't do well. This is done. The baby, you learned a few tricks, and I hope it was useful. We move on to the next guy over here. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll show you a couple of tricks. Before we start drawing it, I just put the guide over here in the middle and make sure that scale, strokes and effects is not there. We're gonna start with a small circle in the middle. Just like this. We're gonna reduce the stroke to 0 here. And the fill, let's make it black for this circle. Now I need to make very proportional circles and the distance should be equal. So I'm not going to use the scale tool. I want to use Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and then just make it bigger. And the fill should be none, and add the stroke as much as I like. Maybe I'll make it 3 or 4. 4 will do well. This is our first dot for the Wi-Fi. This is the second circle, whatever you call it. Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and Shift and Option, and make this one even bigger. That's cool. Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and the third one is just over here. I want to keep equal distance in the white here. This is done. I'm gonna create a clipping mask using a rectangle, as simple as this. Click. This is my rectangle. I'm gonna make the stroke very small just to see it. Very small. And then just rotate it. You know that also. and then just put it over here. And I find it quite cool like this. What do you say, guys? Select them all, go to Object and Clipping Mask, Make. We have a very nice Wi-Fi. Now, if you want to increase the size, you have to come back here and make sure you're scaling. Otherwise, it's not going to scale very well with you. So I'm going to scale it, but this dot seems a bit small for me. So I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, try to be as meticulous as possible. How about if you invert it? So we have a black background and the bars here will look white. I'm going to select everything. Click and drag, press Option, and I have another one. We can work over here. Now I'm going to draw a black circle. We have the ellipse here, and I don't know where to draw the circle, so I'm just going to go just like this with the shift on and put it here. Now we don't want any fill for now, and let's give it a small stroke. We want to adjust it first. So let's adjust it just over here. Of course, I want to arrange it and send it to back. Then I'm going to select the inside, guys. So double click inside here. Select this one and this one and this one. These, we need the stroke to become white. And the middle one here, we want the fill to become white. And if we exit, we are out. All we have to do now is to take the big guy alone. That's the big circle, and give it a black background. And very nice. It was easier to work here than to work on the black background. One that is normal, can put them all in the same artboard, but I could duplicate the artboard here. I'll go to artboard, click and drag the artboard, press Option, is gonna go just over here and select the previous one because it has duplicated with the artwork inside. Select everything and just bring it over here. And actually, guys, if you notice, you have quite some work here with the Wi-Fi icon. So there was a small trick for you to learn only to make sure the clipping mask is very correct. Thank you, guys. And in the next lecture, if you notice, we already have done many. We have 4 of them, 5 of them. In the next lecture, we are going to create another icon which is going to give us problems. Let's jump into the next video. Or in fact, we're going to draw a Mac, somehow representation of the Mac. Just as my computer or something like this. But I'm going to show you a couple of tricks here that will be quite helpful. To start our Mac, I'm going to start with the mouse, by the way. Let's start by creating our mouse. We go for the polygon tool, click, and we have 3 sides. That's very fine. Do like this, something like this. Then we have the tail of the mouse, that is a rectangle. I'm going to put it just over here. And with the selection tool, select both of them, of course, center them. This might be a bit short for the mouse. Select both of them, go to the shape builder tool, and I want to remove only this line. Our mouse is done. I'm going to select them both and group it. If you don't like it, you can really amend it. But I think it's okay. It will do the job for now. Now let's start drawing the computer. And start with a rectangle. Let's align it in the middle and around corners, of course, not so much round. Then we have the base. The base, click on it, and the base, I'm going to draw a rectangle, in fact. So I will come to the polygon and draw my rectangle just like this. Big one, not so big. Use the selection tool, put it over here, and then make it smaller with the shift and the option key and take it down. That's very nice. Select both of them, come to the shape builder tool and remove this one. Now we have one shape here. Now you remember the Apple or the iMac has a curve here. How do we add the curve? Well, we're going to add it with the curvature tool. First of all, let me pull a ruler here. I need it. Make sure I select this, and then I go to the curvature tool, come over and add a point here. Come to the other side, add a point just in the same distance. Then click that one, press shift and move it. Now I don't know how I'm moving it. but nevertheless, we're gonna eyeball it at the best of our abilities. Yeah, I think this is cool. Yep, done. Now, with the segment, you have the base. Nice to create a base here. Done. Gonna select everything and just align them. Very nice. Let's put some decoration on the screen. We have the segment here. I'm gonna do one over here, smaller one here, and one over here, and a smaller one here. Of course, we have the separation bar, and then in the middle, you have the Apple logo. But I'm not gonna do the logo. I'm gonna just do an ellipse here, just in the middle, just to represent the logo. And we add the fill to be black. Now, let's play with the arrow. Let's bring the arrow over here. It's a very big arrow, so let's make it smaller. Now we know how to make it smaller. By the way, guys, I have here the scale, color, stroke, and effects off. So I'm going to zoom in a bit, put it in the middle. So can you center, please? Now, I will draw a small stroke, so to simulate the click of the mouse, just like this. And obviously, I'm going to come to Object and Repeat and Radial and make it bigger. So I'm going to hold it from here and make it bigger, not so big. Then move it down a bit, just here will do, in fact. Very good. Then with the arrows here, remove 2 on one side and remove 2 strokes on the other side. And actually, it's done. It's very beautiful. Let's select them. Make sure we didn't select anything. Deselect the screen itself and group these guys. Then just rotate them. That looks very nice, by the way. Put it anywhere you want. I'm going to put it in the middle. I like it in the middle. We're going to select everything. Maybe not the mouse. And then make them bigger, thicker. At 1 point, 0.75 will do well. The mouse here without this guy. Why is this guy getting selected? Then make it 0.5 if you want to. À la rigueur, like we say in French. This is pretty cool, by the way. Now, let's imagine you want to add a black background here. I don't like the mouse like this. I want to return it 0.25. So I'm going to select everything here and make a copy just over here. And then we want to create a circle just from the middle here to get everything in a circle. So it's going to be an inverse logo. Over here, the main computer, I'm going to make the fill white. And maybe over here also, we make the fill white. Now, I'm not going to guess which stroke is going to be white. We have a problem here. So arrange, send to back. It worked. I'm not going to guess which one is going to be white. I know this one has to go white. And maybe we remove the stroke here to make it simple and we increase the size a bit. I will select the big circle and make the background black. And of course, arrange and send to back. That worked very fine. There are some things here we need to make them white, like the stroke of the base. Also, the stroke here should be white. We have the line of the computer that appeared here. We could also make the stroke white. It's working very fine, but we have a problem with these guys here. I'm going to select them, deselect, and take them out. I'm cheating a bit, but it works. That's very fine. Actually, this is 2 designs now that you can show off with, and we did them in minutes. If you were working alone, I'm sure you would have done them in 2-3 minutes. You have your icons. What's my point in all this is to prove to you that doing icons or creating icons is very easy. First, start by getting inspired. Copy a lot of icons. You can go to so many sites, find icons, and copy the icons. After you've done that, you go with a paper and a pen and start creating new icons. Choose a subject, for example, a fish icon. Remember, it has to be simple, not much details. Thank you, guys, and I hope this was very useful for your career and for your fun in Illustrator, and I will see you in the next video.